I've been telling people to patiently wait for an opportunity since December. Now we're finally getting one of the best opportunities we'll get for 2024, and the next few weeks are really important. In today's video, I'm going to tell you what my exact plan is for this bearish period in the market, what coins I'm accumulating, and at what price, and also how much money I expect to make. Even if you don't agree with my portfolio picks, make sure you watch this video throughout because some of the info here can literally change the entire path of your investment journey in crypto. But also remember that nothing here is financial advice. This is just my opinion, and I'm serious when I say this. Ultimately, your money is your responsibility, and the only person you should trust in crypto is yourself. Before I tell you the coins I'm accumulating, I'm going to give you a checklist of things to take with you during this bull market. Like this video or save it somewhere so you can come back to it. This is the same checklist I used to buy in August when everyone was bearish. The first one is you need to cut out all the noise. Big influencers will bear post the bottom. This is a hard and fast rule, it literally never changes. And if you allow anyone to just influence your mind in crypto, you won't get very far. Once they're bearish, you need to find confluence with obvious bull market support levels. Let me show you what those are. The first one is the 21-week moving average, which you might already be familiar with, which is the bull market support band. You can see here how in 2023 you literally saved us twice. So this is definitely a major area of support you want to be bidding. Secondly, you want to look at percentages from the top. In typical bull markets, 30 to 40% corrections for Bitcoin are common. So when we get in that range of 30 to 40%, then you know that this is a decent place to start bidding. So right now, we're about 20% in. Around 30% perfectly coincides with our bull market support. The second is percentage ranges from the top. If we're in a true bull market, the percentage dip ranges for Bitcoin is like usually 30 to 40%. For altcoins, it's a bit higher, around 50%, and you can use that as clues and signals for where to start buying. Another thing is don't blindly knife catch. Have reasons for why you're buying specific levels. Number 3, understand how the game works. I need you to do me a favor. In a bull run, every time you see the price go lower, repeat this in your mind. The more the price goes down, the less risky it is to buy. Just keep doing that for me. Because when other people aren't buying, when they're capitulating, getting shaken out, that means there's a lot of people left to buy back from you higher. I actually get excited when the price goes down and I get bearish when the price goes up. Go watch my previous videos. I was one of the few on YouTube saying I'm waiting for lower with conviction. You want to buy when other people are getting wrecked. Coin Analyze is a great place to see when that's happening. For example, on the August bottom, I knew it was a good place to start buying because of this huge liquidation event that we had. This was the worst it had been since the FTX event, and opportunities like that don't come often, but at least now you know. When you see an event that's as bad as this, or at least half as bad as this in the future, you know that is a chance to buy. More things, don't be the guy that sells the bottom to try and buy back cheaper. That's just another form of greed. If your top signals haven't hit, and they will come, then dips are opportunities. What the ideal strategy and portfolio for playing a bull market is, I believe we're somewhere between hope and optimism. So you can see here how we still get dips during this period of the market. The best thing to do is ignore everything that happens all the way up here, and then when your signals do come, I made another video on that, that's when you start taking profit. And you ignore what everyone else is doing in between those 2 points. And the last thing is be careful what low caps you buy. It's entirely possible that Bitcoin goes to 60k and the low caps you thought were good keep bleeding as influencers move on to the next shiny thing to show to their audience whilst you're left holding the bag. I discussed coins in this video that will still be relevant in a few months. If you remember when everyone shilled RLB earlier this year, it literally did nothing during that huge rally that we just had. Follow the right people and think for yourself. Alright, so let's get into the main part of the video now. What altcoins I plan to accumulate over the next few days and weeks, where I'm going to buy, and what my target price prediction is. So some of the coins that I've mentioned here I've made videos on when they were way cheaper, but I'm going to add to my positions. I'm not going to describe why I'm bullish on them. I'm going to be technical in this part of the video because I've already researched these entire sectors, so I know that these are the best. First up, we've got Beam. Here's where I want to buy Beam at around 0.135 to 0.12. So if I pull that up on a chart, 0.135 is exactly 50% off. And the second level, which is 0.12, is where the huge liquidation came. And I think that's a good place to start buying too. For my method of entry, and remember having trigger points is extremely important because often what happens is you get what you ask for in terms of the dip. And then when the price comes, you're too scared to buy it and you want to buy lower and lower. And then you end up never buying. That's what happened to people when Bitcoin was at 16k. So my method of entry is 1/3 of my bag size at around 0.135, one third at 0.12, and then one third I DC over time. This is important because even if you do go lower, I have capital to buy it. It's so much smarter than just randomly buying chunks with no plan. It's important to consider your downside as well when investing. If Beam goes minus 50% from even this range, I can stomach that because of my risk appetite. Always consider how much pain you can take when you buy something. Write down, I'm okay if the price goes down 50% from here. So when it does dip more, you don't panic sell. It's a very common problem. Someone always ends up selling the bottom, and it's usually scared retail who have no plan, no conviction, and listen to idiots. The thing about Beam though is, the team literally buys the dip on this coin, so you have them with you in the book supporting the floor price. Anyways, to recap, I've defined clear support levels for Beam that make technical sense on a coin I believe in. Then I set up trigger points for where I'm going to buy with courage because you need that in crypto. I know I'm buying in places where a lot of people will be scared. That means they're not in, which means they buy from me higher. If I buy Beam in this range, I'm targeting 20 cents to sell, which is a $10 billion market cap. Okay, before I get into the next coin, I need to tell you something real quick. Your experience this bull market will be entirely contingent upon what altcoins you have in your portfolio. My Discord has a channel dedicated for that called Portfolio Strategy, where you can discuss it with other people. It's actually active, and you need someone else's perspective on your portfolio. Okay, so I've used Beam as the main coin to show my process for approaching dips. Let me run through some other altcoins that I think are setting up to give some great opportunities for this year. Okay, so next up we've got here, and I'm starting to hate this coin because it's not dipping enough. I have no idea how this coin is green on a day like this, but this is a lesson in relative strength. When something doesn't dip as much as the rest of the market, it means there's a lot of demand for it. When the market flips bullish again, that coin will skyrocket. Remember that phrase, relative strength. So for my tier plan, I want to buy this token when I feel sick when buying it. When you feel awful buying something, it usually means you're going to make a lot of money. I'm employing the same tactic. I've already bought this at $4. Give me 50% off the highs and I'll be interested. If I do get tier sub $12, I'll start my 1/3 method of accumulation. As for price predictions, here's another nugget of alpha for you. You need to properly price in the future market cap of projects. For tier, the supply literally 3x's, so I consider this a $6 billion market cap buy. And that's not an issue for me. I think this coin goes beyond $50 billion. If the market begins to price this in a similar view to layer ones like Solana, it can definitely achieve that. One more note about here, when you buy coins, you need to think about probabilities. I think there's a high chance that this gives me a 10x, and I would much rather take a highly likely 10x than an unlikely 50x. Third on the list, we've got injective, and look how strong injective is compared to the general altcoin market. I have levels for this as well that I'm not sure we're going to get, to be honest, because the chart is just too strong. I think the bull market support line will be an amazing place to pick this up if you get it, but I'd look to accumulate this sub $26. Again, I'm already heavily exposed to injective, but I would more because in bull markets, you're supposed to add to your winners and cut your losers. Okay, so I'll give some small cap ideas to potentially look at in a minute for the people with smaller portfolios, but first, some more large caps because it seems that my viewers have larger bag sizes than I thought. Solana is a good pick. Avalanche too, sub $25. Solana might be a better pick though because if you look at the fees, the chain is getting a lot more consistent use than Avalanche, as you can see here. I would pick up Solana around $67 to $72, and Avalanche is the premier gaming chain, so it might be worth looking at. Again, use the methodology that I outlined in this video for ideas on where to. Akash is another coin I'm going to be accumulating. I made a video at $3 and said wait for $2, and $2 is getting close, so that's what I'm interested in deploying. And it's funny how the coins that I think are the best are usually always the strongest performers. You can see how well this coin is holding up today. It's literally green on the day, which is crazy. Price target for this around from $2 would be a clean 20x. A strong deepen and AI narrative should see to that. Next up, we've got Shrapnel, and I know a lot of my Discord is bullish on Shrapnel, but the thing is, the longer you hold this, the less bullish it is. It's quite undervalued in the short term, but as a long-term hold, I wouldn't hold it. You have to factor in that in the future, the supply is going to literally 3x. It looks as though it's a $50 million market cap coin, but in reality, you need to price it as a $150 million market cap coin. And I think this can go to like $1.5 billion, which is still only a 10x. For another low cap, a good one that we recently found in our Discord is called Ondo. I'm the only one on YouTube talking about this right now, but it's basically the leading RWA coin. Don't go and buy this now. The main issue with this token is that it has no real utility, or else I'd put more than just degen money into it. The funny thing is, most altcoins, the utility is just a smokescreen. It's the narrative and perception of that utility that actually compels people to buy. I think for Ondo, 0.15 would be a great price to buy, and I think a 20 to 30x is doable from there. I don't give people price predictions that I wouldn't hold a bag to myself. I'm also going to start live streaming and covering a lot more low cap content, so subscribe if you want to see that. But to round off this video, there's so many coins I haven't had the time to mention that could give good opportunities, like kaspa and maybe even ICP. Take inspiration from some of the principles I've outlined in this video, specifically the buying good technical support levels and watching for people to be really bearish. I'm incredibly bullish this year. It's possible that I don't get filled on the bids that I've got over here. It's possible that we bottom here, reclaim 40k and then consolidate. All I know is one day Bitcoin will break its all-time high. Celebrities will start making NFT projects again, and all my friends will be studying interest in crypto. Until then, I'm bullish. If we get dips, I'm grateful. I'll switch my Ethereum reserves for them. If not, I'll find a new altcoin that's fresh. Plenty of opportunities in crypto over the next 2 years. I'm not going to impose what I want on the market and be sad if I don't get it, because I don't have any control over it. How aggressive you be with buying these dips is up to your risk tolerance and how much percentage cash you have. Remember that bottoms never form a bad news. It's always when things look the worst that we reverse. That's because weak hands get flushed out. For example, now we have Grayscale dumping Bitcoin FUD. That's a compelling reason to scare people out of the market. I wouldn't pay too much attention to it, and I don't think it's stupid to be DCAing in on days like this at all. Join my Discord if you want more active discussion in crypto. The people in here are really good, because my audience is generally smarter than people who click on 1000x clickbait videos. It will lock soon. There's around 150 spots left, 140 spots for the OG roles, so be sure to join fast. Let me know if you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.